What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Awakening. So, last episode, we did make a big old loop around Amaranthine. We got a bunch of the side quests done. We did take care of the smuggling ring in the city, so that's secured. We also took out the Blood Mage conspiracy going on here, which, of course, Anders had a huge problem with, because Anders. On top of that, we did talk to the Dark Wolf, and he did uncover the conspiracy. He told us that everybody trying to kill us currently are all meeting on the old Stark farm, so we will go ahead and take care of that. Beyond that, all roads from the radio quests on the boards we picked up do seem to be leading to the Wending Woods. So we're going to go take care of this little conspiracy against us, secure our own borders, and then we're going to go see what's happening with these merchants out in the Wending Woods. Now, of course, here is the old Stark's farm. Abandoned farms dot the war-torn Ferrival plains. The nobles who plot against you have apparently chosen one such landholding. Old Stark's farm is a meeting place for their conspiracy. Let's pay a visit to this conspiracy, shall we? Let's see who's actually plotting against us here. I'd like to introduce myself to them personally. Now I see crows, we see Lady Liza Paxton, we see Sir Timothy, Lord Guy. You know, I was kind of expecting, what is her name, Ban Esmeralda. I was expecting her to be here. I'm very surprised that she's not. I was sure that she would be leading up this conspiracy. Very surprised to see her being innocent. You know, I'm also surprised that the Antivan crows are here. I suppose our little grace period from the crows is over. If you remember back in Origins, the main crow in Denerim did say they were never going to accept any more contracts on us. He did give us his word that they wouldn't take any more contracts. That was supposedly all over with the death of Taliesin, and they would not be accepting any more contracts. I guess things change once the archdemon isn't there. People appreciate wardens a lot less. Alas, that'll be the end of this conspiracy. Wouldn't surprise me if we do get jumped by more crows along the way now, though. But it's good to know we at least have them on our backs. I'll have to contact Zevran and let him know, too. Sure, he'd be very interested to know that his former employees are trying to clean up house again. And we did get Anders' final level up, so given that we know this is going to be the last time we'll be visiting him, we'll give you 46 willpower and 58 for the spell power. We did unlock Keeper. Oh, also a side note, we did get Blood Mage. Now, Blood Mage specialization can be accessed in one way in Origins, which is to make the deal with the demon possessing Connor. And in this game, it can be picked up in the Crown and Lion bar. The barkeep just has a manual on blood magic. I got it while I was cleaning up my inventory post-episode, so good shout for that. I'll go ahead and put that in a comment too. I'll probably pin that at the top so everybody knows where I got Blood Mage from. We are not going to be doing that, though. We're going to be giving Anders the Keeper. Now, he already has maxed out mana. Let's give him some more tactic slots. But the Keeper skill tree is basically like your traditional druid tree from D&D. So that seems like to me. Now, all the way down here you see the Wending Woods. This has long been the most perilous segment of the Pilgrim's Path, the major trade route between Amaranthine and Denerim. The trees of the Wending Wood offer refuge to bandits, and worse. Now, there is a lot of rumors that the Dark Spawn are responsible for ambushing all the merchant caravans coming through here, so we do want to be on guard when we head here. Not sure what we're going to be running into. You see Denerim is down there on the bottom right side. Already seeing the results of the ambushes. Well, they certainly don't look like Darkspawn. Could just be leftover merchant. I was gonna say they could just be leftover merchant guards, but
large, powerful, and angry.
We do have a lot of quests to look out for. We did have statues in here that we had to collect. We are still trying to keep our eyes out for granite. And of course, that's the fine silk we're supposed to recover for the Merchants Guild. We just picked up some of it. And my mistake. They are in fact not merchant guards. They are just worthless bandits. Ogren, Thorn, Warcry, the debuff. Anders has already casted mass paralysis. So they're all going to be stuck on the floor. Now we just have our way with these enemies, basically. Not much they can do about any of this. It's going to be the end of you. Him with a cripple. You won't be doing anything to any of my body. Now we do want to try and be thorough here. Like I said, we do have silks. Fine silks. I believe there's 6 of them, and that's the second we've found. Orders to militia.
Right.
Now, of course, as I mentioned last episode briefly, but the Merchants Guild trade is very important. There's a lot that goes into running a keep and an Aldom like this. Not only do we just need food, but we also need security. We need income. We need the economy to be booming, so we can't really make that work without having a bunch of merchants willing to do trade with us, and they're not going to do that if they don't feel like their profits are being secured. So of course we make this a priority. Even if we didn't come here straight away, we would have told them that we were coming here straight away.
Could you set that bush on fire?
Probably.
Why do you want the bush to be on fire,
Why would I
Sigrun?
want to?
Could you freeze it?
Why do
I
I
suppose she is a dwarf. She's not used to magic.
Because it's there. It's an evil bush. Do
Because it's there.
Magic isn't for your amusement. Why don't I just do a little dance and a spicy shimmy?
Okay.
Ew. Trees smell good. Grass smells good too. And flowers, of course. The surface is full of such wonderful smells. In the deep roads, all you smell is moist rock or dry earth. And darkspawn. There's a smell I won't miss.
You don't have to. We smell them all the time.
Unfortunately. The only thing worse than the smell of darkspawn is the smell of brood mothers. Now there's a foulness that cannot be described. But trees? Trees smell good.
I am definitely in agreement with Sigrun there. If you have ever stepped out into a forest, specifically during rain, but just all the time in general, there's a very nice smell of nature that you get. We do also need a part of Sylvans for the chantry. They were looking for wood, I believe. Bit about holy relics and Sylvans. So we do have to kill our fair share of trees here. Which is also unfortunate. It reminds me of the Grand Oak. I hope they're not relatives. These ones won't rhyme like our friend back in the Brazilian forest. Unfortunately. I wish they were all like him. Then again, I suppose that would hurt the uniqueness of him. The Blood Lotus up here. Now there's a lot of bandits in these woods. Which, in general, I am just surprised about. Considering the rumored darkspawn threat in here, you would think he would be way less inclined. And again, I guess bandits aren't renowned for their intelligence, but you would think with all the rumors of darkspawn and merchants dying up here that there wouldn't be a giant cast of bandits operating in here. Bandits are typically cowards. They prey on the weak, not places in danger like this. Argon, I need you to taunt. I need you to walk, right? Give Anders time to heal himself. I did cut that very close. I was hoping we would just pull aggro by the damage we were dealing. I mean, this guy's screwed now, though. He's not gonna have much for us. There's his head. We'll grab this statue while we're here. We've seen a couple of those so far. They're scattered throughout here. We will try and be very thorough in these woods. I do know a couple of the things that's here. For example, the granite we need to fully repair Vigil's Keep walls is up here, so... That's over on the other side, though. We'll have to cross a bridge to get there, so we're not going to worry about that just yet. But on this side of events, we are going to worry about all these engraved statues. And find silks that we need to get. Of course, the traps aren't going to mean much. We're max level at 30, but... we are going to go diffuse them just for the XP. Just because I got the achievement for level 30 doesn't mean I don't want to get XP for my companions. Why they ran around the long way, I'll never really understand.
Let's get started.
Last episode I recorded, I actually had to take a break after because the amount of bugs that I got in that episode gave me like a headache. So many reloads. Again, I think I mentioned it in the video itself, but I had 7 crashes in that video and I believe 5 restarts I had to do to get all the different quests we were experiencing to work. Now, you'd think these Sylvans would be invested in killing the bandits that set them on fire, but they just seem more interested in killing us for some reason. Now, there's a bridge. We also see the engraved statue.
Right.
We are going to double back down this way first. Or do you see a bundle of cloth and the statue up there is the reason I came over here before we got jumped. More fine silks from the bandit himself. Saw him moving around. This Sylvan did a pretty good job murking these bandits for us. He's paralyzed, so he's just going to have a bad day here. Now, I would like to point out, even though Awakening does have a lot of bugs, there's certainly not... It's not polished like Origins, so you are going to deal with bugs. There's a lot of ending bugs and quest bugs, but it is still very worth your time. It's not a problem in terms of whether you should play it or not. Just do expect to run into some issues. Now, there is full guides up online of the best order to do things to avoid most of the bugs here, because a lot of bugs that can happen in this game come with the order of which you do things. So if you guys remember when we first dipped into Amaranthine without Sigrun here, because we did that and we triggered the merchant, the shady character for the smugglers, because we did that, we will not be getting Sigrun's personal quest. We already missed it. Like, we can't now, because if you go and trigger that before you meet Sigrun, the NPC that's supposed to show up when you go there with her just won't. So we went too far up, and because the shady character triggered, now we just can't do her personal quest. That's one of the issues we already ran into. Anders' personal quest is there, so we'll be able to do that. But that does also mean, for example, since Sigrun's personal quest cannot be done in this playthrough, there's going to be consequences for her character towards the end game, since we didn't do her personal quest. Which is very unfortunate, but it's not really anything I can do about it beyond restarting the whole expansion, and I'm certainly not going to do that, so we're just going to make the best of what we have with that. Now, I will try and explain any of the bugs we run into at the time. The way that I got the Blood Mage quest to work is I just reloaded and came at them from different angles, and eventually they just aggroed. It's kind of a 50-50. Roll the dice on that one.
Out of my way. I need to get out of here.
What's wrong? Can I help?
No! No one can help me. I just need to get out of here.
Who's after you?
The elf. She makes the trees come alive. All we wanted was some easy money from the caravans, but... Make her help me. She's here. Gotta get away.
Another scavenger here to prey on the misfortunes of others? No, you are too well armed. Here for me, then. You will not drive me from these forests. The Shems could not do it, the Darkspawn could not, and you will fare no better.
What is a Dalish doing in here alone? You see the tattoos on her face. It's definitely a Dalish. Why would I try to drive you away?
Your kind have been hounding me for months! You killed my friends, and the merchants kidnapped my sister! The caravans are only the beginning. I want Serani returned to me, or more will die. Deliver this message! Consider this a warning.
That is a very powerful mage to be teleporting around like that. Doesn't seem like Darkspawn are responsible for all this. She mentioned something about her sister being kidnapped. If the Merchants Guild is responsible for that, they certainly didn't mention that to us. I would hope they didn't predicate this entire mission on a lie. Again, they told us Darkspawn was suspected of this, but we haven't seen a single spawn the whole time we've been here. It's all been bandits. She said the humans killed her people, but that, I don't know if that's the rest of her Dalish clan. But it doesn't seem like the rest of her people are here. And she's also a mage, which means she was either the keeper or she was the keeper's first, because That's the way Dalish clans work. There is never more than 2 mages in a Dalish clan at once. There is the first, which is the keeper's like assistant, and then there's the keeper. And those are the only 2 mages that exist inside Dalish clans. You remember Anoran from Wynn's personal quest. He wasn't in the Dalish clan. He was out in the woods behind that because he was a mage, and there was already Lanaya and Zathrian. Although, now that Zathrian is dead, that means Anoran can, in fact, be in the clan once again. This is a little puzzle down there. We will get to that. It's an interesting one. So she is, at the very least, the first of her clan, and the rest of her clan is just gone. Something's not adding up about that, so we're certainly going to investigate. There's the granite deposit. That's for our walls at Vigil's Keep.
This should be easy enough.
Again, note that we are still not seeing Darkspawn. And this is a great mass paralysis. We'll take the Sylvan first. Sylvan is the one that's going to stun and have a big negative impact on our party, so we want that out of the way first. There are no mages to speak of here. Right. Now let's head up to this camp. There's a lot of stuff in here. Ferelden's sword. A common Ferelden sword driven deep into the ground of the campsite. It looks as though it was planted here on purpose. Now that's an interesting way to describe the use of a sword. This is clearly an Aravel in what used to be a Dalish camp.
Elves travel in packs. What's with a tiny camp? And here, looks like there was a bit of a fight, but no bodies. Just all these weapons. Something smells here, Commander, and it isn't me.
I agree. This place is screaming of setup, actually. Let's continue looking around.
This should be easy enough.
More Dalish armor.
This should be easy enough.
This is a pile of Ferelden weaponry that has been dumped in a corner of the campsite. Now, why would an attacking force just dump weapons in a campsite and leave without it? If our people were butchered by humans, why would they just drop all their gear? It doesn't really make sense. Now we have shallow graves. Small stone cairns mark these graves, which appear to have been dug recently. Okay. There's a dead knight right there. Elven prayer for the dead. This was clearly a Dalish camp. See a dead knight here. Clearly a Dalish camp. You have the Aravels, the tent. Lots of blood and buried Dalish dead. But over here you just have abandoned human weaponry. And a Ferelden sword that seems to have been planted purposefully. A scholar down here. Battered journal. This old journal is particularly falling apart. Practically, rather. Strange stone. Scholar's journal. Elfru. We are, of course, going to get this granite deposit taken care of. Now we know what that is. That's going to do us a lot of big help in the future. Going down the line. We do know that we have to look out. Finally, we see some Darkspawn in here. Now, Anders, you already know the drill. You're going to hit him with that. Beautiful one-shot on the emissary. That's what I like to see. That's how I like that to go. Okay, Ogren. One for me. I hit a war cry. Beautiful. And the mass paralysis goes off too. Wonderful. Seagram's gonna kill him anyway. Indeed. We are looking out for the botanist that Wynn sent us here to talk to as well. I believe her name was Ainz. There's a lot of things we were actually coming here for, between the silks and the wood and the statues. Ainz, the granite. It's the order I like to do this in. Here's another one of the statues, speaking of. Quest updated. Let's actually look at this. Inscriptions copied is 5 out of 8. Trading troubles. Ain's the botanist. We have from Living Wood. Obtain samples of ancient sylvan wood. And then 9 out of 9 silks. So we're done on the silks. We need 3 more statues. And we still need to find this living sylvan wood. We're yet to come across that. Perhaps because all the sylvans we found have been burned. Now this is clearly a darkspawn camp, given that the Darkspawn Forge and all the shrines that they typically make are here. I'd be interested to know what these shrines mean. Is this something to do with one of their deities? One of the old gods, maybe? Never really made clear what these shrines mean. They're just very easy to recognize as being what they are. Right, now we have Statue of War, Statue of Peace.
You come here.
Clearly some kind of possession. They look like Avar statues too. They're clearly Avar tribesmen.
It has been a long time. I have forgotten my name, but I am a warrior. I am Avar, and I am cursed.
An Avar barbarian. They have been gone for centuries.
Far longer than that. Seasons beyond counting. I was a man to be feared, a man of war. The Tevinter mages, they came here seeking easy prey, but they found me, my brother, my tribe. We broke their army at the Fort of 1,000 Vigils, then pursued the Magister.
Fort of 1,000 Vigils? You mean Vigils Keep?
Perhaps. Time changes all things. We cornered the Magister here. Here we would sacrifice him to Uvola, the god of this wood. As his guards fell one by one, he struck my brother and I with liquid fire. So even as the Magister's body was torn apart, my brother and I watched from stone eyes.
Now, you saw in the dialogue options there, it said that was over 1,000 years ago. We've read in the Codex that the Vigil's Keep has been owned by barbarians, Tevinters, or legions. It has been occupied pretty much by everybody. And back before even the Olay invaded, it was owned and warred over by barbarians. Now you see the Tevinters came down here looking for some smoke, and they found it with the Avar tribesmen. And they pursued them into these woods and were turned into stone. Tell me about your people. We know little of you now.
So much forgotten. I remember only revenge. The Tevinter Magister that cursed my brother and I, he leads a mockery of life. Disturb the ashes nearby. Summon him. Kill him. Free me.
Stranger. No, come here. My brother called to you. Do not listen. The Magister's death will accomplish nothing.
Was your brother lying then?
I have never known him to speak a falsehood, but he is mistaken. My brother is consumed by rage. Over long years, his anger grows. Anger will not free us. Revenge will not free us. I've used the long years to think, to pray to our gods.
Now, can you imagine being stuck still as a stone statue like this, but still being completely sentient? I am surprised that either of these two still retain enough of their minds to speak to us. Have your gods spoken back?
The gods hold their own counsel. There is no release, but with peace, serenity, we can sleep. I have slept many seasons with only my brother's anger to call me back. Show him the way. This does not have to be a torment.
He seems pretty intent on murdering the Magister.
is the son of the father, a warrior born. With the long seasons, I have seen that violence often accomplishes naught. Teach him.
Now, we do have multiple options here. We can go ahead and disturb the remains and slaughter the Magister, or we can take the Zen approach and listen to the Statue of Peace. Now, I am inclined to kill this Magister because those two are there regardless, and if this thing comes back, it could kill some passers-by. So if I can put this Magister out of his misery forever, then I'm certainly invested in doing that. So
Let's get started.
we are gonna smoke this Magister. I do not want this abomination coming in here to 23 sovereigns. Holy shit. Man was traveling, definitely not light. Alright. Now we secured the Wending Woods. It'll be a little safer for the merchants.
The Magister is dead. If I had blood, it would sing. Rest comes upon me, Savior. But look to the earth. The Dane. He left tribute.
Look to the earth would mean Dane's tribute. We, of course, looks like a sword. What did we get? Did we get the Winterblade? Considering the only sword here is the Winterblade, I would assume that that is in fact what we got. You get 4 attack, 3 cold damage, and 0.5 armor penetration. A 31 strength requirement. Now what about you, Statue of Peace? This statue looks ancient, but it has weathered the years well. Yeah, they've done pretty good to be here for over 1,000 years, I'd say. Now, over here, we do have a little puzzle thing going on. See, there's another engraved statue. Finally, we have a Sylvan that's not on fire, so perhaps this is where we get our wood sample from. It's not corrupted or burning. I would like some help with this, gang. Yeah, he's done. He's cooked. It's the end of that Sylvan. And of course, these are lootable. Ancient Sylvan wood. Ancient Sylvan wood. We need 5 of those, and we have 2, so we are on the lookout for more Sylvans that we can kill. It's a shame, really. They're not really doing anything here, but they are possessed by demons, so that is also worth pointing out, that they are demonically possessed. That's the reason why they're Sylvans like that. Now, I just did get a little confused here. I thought this path was one that we already took when we came in, but that's literally not possible, because we would have been able to slip down here. Right. I am going to show you guys the solution to this, but before we do that, I'm going to go grab this statue. Don't want to end up running by it without noticing. There's Ainz for win. Grab the cap. Grab the statue. We will go talk to Ainz. For real, I thought that was a mage just like sitting up there. It's not, of course, it's a statue, but that confused the hell out of me. 2 more trees here.
Quick, shall we?
Here we go!
Of course I got locked up in the roots. Ogren did too. That takes care of the one Sylvan. Now this one is a boss level Sylvan, the old one. Right, Ogren, I need you to spawn, and then I need you to take a sip.
Show me what you got! On your guard!
Beautiful. This is getting a little dicey there for our companions. Now we have Heartwood, a large piece of wood found in the core of one mighty Sylvan. Heart of the Forest. That seems like it's going to be something for Heren and Master Wade back at Vigil's Keep. We'll go turn that in when we head back to the keep. But before we talk to Ainz, loot up the rest of these things. Corpse here. Bronze Sexton is a gift. And we know who likes the practical oddities. That's either going to be for Nathaniel or it's going to be for Sigrun. They both like those kind of things, so I'll have to decide on that back at the keep.
You're standing in my dirt.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, just move. That dirt was specially prepared for my plants. I only have to find the seeds now. It's just a matter of time, I'm sure.
Are you Ainz, the botanist?
You've heard of me then? Read one of my books, have you?
Wynne told me to find you. You need to go to Cumberland, to the College of Magi.
It's been some time since the college was called together. Why now? No, I can't go. Not yet. I'm not leaving till I get the seeds of the northern prickleweed. I've been here too long just to give up.
If I find the seeds for you, will you go to Cumberland?
I suppose another pair of eyes wouldn't hurt. And if you actually succeed, I'm sure I could scrounge up some kind of reward. You're looking for the seeds of a northern prickleweed. The plant has broad, dark green leaves with thorny stems and is most commonly found growing on rocky ground. Go on now. If I'm going to be travelling, I'll need to make preparations.
Alright, now of course it's never as simple as just sending somebody the message, so we're gonna have to run around here and find the seeds of the prickleweed. Northern prickleweed seeds. Alright, now we just gotta run this on back down to Ainz, and she should be willing to go to the Mage Circle in Cumberland for Wynne.
Any luck? Did you find any northern prickleweed?
Yes, here are your seeds.
Marvellous. Look at them. Oh, magnificent. Such a smooth seed coat. Like onyx. You, my friend, are a worker of miracles.
Been known to do a pretty good job.
I whipped up some herbal remedies for you, and a list of instructions so you can recreate them if you like. And now it's time for me to leave. Perhaps our paths will cross again at a later date. Good luck.
Good luck to you too. Make sure you go to Cumberland with Wynne. That was part of the deal after all. Now, I'm not sure if we did get the missing stone, but if we did, I will go ahead and do this for you now. I'll show you guys how to complete this frustrating little puzzle. We did get the missing stone. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so we put the missing stone down. We're gonna activate this one. We're gonna swing down here and activate this one. Obviously, the goal of this is to make sure that all this is outlined in fire, so we're gonna run up and do this one. Then you want this one. Then this one. Now, instead of swinging around all the way, we're actually going to do something a little different here. We're going to go this one. Now we're going to go up. Then we're going to go back down.
Right.
You're going to go back down around the line at this point.
On it.
Alright, so far so good. Now we're going to go up the line.
Let's get started.
And here's the chest. We have a mystic chest. And inside the mystic chest we get illumination. +3 to all attributes and a +10 to mental resistance. A very powerful medallion indeed. And that's the little sneaky puzzle right there. It's not too hard to do. You kind of just like work your way around and then go up and then work your way around and then go up and work your way around. You just do like a circle, a reverse circle, and then another circle. Clockwise, counter, and then clockwise. Just make sure you don't get stuck. It's a little tricky to do sometimes. Now, do I split it here or do we finish the forest first? I think I'll finish the Wending Woods first. I don't think I'm going to split it.
This should be easy enough.
I actually want to finish the forest first, so that's what we'll do. I'll dip into the... I'll make the mines its own episode. For right now, let's finish the forest. Let's focus on that. An engraved statue down here. We have 2 more of those. This, of course, is a tree that we're going to have to fight at some point. You can literally see the fingers killing around it, so...
I sense something drawing near.
To nobody's surprise. Chop down these Sylvans. That big one over there actually got paralyzed. We're just taking this one in a 1v1. Of course, we can't get wood from the burned ones because the wood has been destroyed and burned. Rash Vine. We are going to get a debuff from that, but it's only timed. It's not permanent. Right. We already saw the next statues up yonder by the enemies we see on the map. Charred corpses. Blood lotus.
On it. Let's get started.
And there's the statues taken care of. Now, this is a mass grave. And those are human bodies in here.
As you wish.
Yeah, these are humans. These are not elves. This is humans. They've been cut to pieces. I guess this is likely where the abandoned human weapons came from in the Dalish Camp. So that is not looking like... If the human... Unless this is literally just the elven woman's work, but... It wouldn't make sense that the humans were the ones that slaughtered the elves if all the humans are dead in the grave right here. There's the Sylvan Wood. Some Bly Wolves down there and a Darkspawn corpse. It seems like the wolves are gonna come say hello to us.
Let's get started.
Ogren, you need to taunt. There's the alpha wolf taken care of.
You're mine.
Yeah, Anders actually died right there, but it's no sense crying out the spilled mages, right? Oh, Ogren died too. That's poor play. I should have paid way more attention to that. Now we actually have run into a bit of a situation here because my companions are very, very dead. Now, I'm going to keep my health very high because if I get tackled here and die, the Grun is going to be on her own. Let's play this carefully. Take some attention. Yeah, there we go. Managed to pull it back. Ogren and Anders, I need you both to stand up. Take your injury kit. Take your injury kit.
That was a close one.
A Darkspawn corpse back here. Large Darkspawn shield. It's actually a Darkspawn item that doesn't have a debuff on it for once. They usually nerf your stats somewhere or another. Keep our eyes out for some ancient Sylvans. Here's another one. We'll chop him down hopefully before the paralysis wears off. He's not going to get a chance to attack us. And that's that on the ancient Sylvan Wood. Now we are 4 out of 5. We need one more piece. So keep your eye out for a tree. We already saw the one that didn't activate an aggro yet. Will this one wake up? Here's our last piece of Sylvan Wood.
Move and parry, strike and kill. A little frantic. I can see why.
And that is that quest taken care of. Alright, now I believe the Wending Woods. We got all the monuments. We have all the tree samples. We have all the silks. We are good to go. We just gotta figure out what's going on here with these merchant caravans and the bandits. Malicious survivor up there. We saw this forever ago when we first came across. This is where we came in. We were looking at this cocoon from across. And to no one's surprise, by the cocoon, there is a spider ambush. They are poisonous spiders, so we do want to get these stunned with mass paralysis and taken care of. Actually gonna come back here and take care of the ones by my squishies first. They're nice and dead. Yeah, he doesn't have his things off cooldown yet, so I'm just gonna wait for that. Have your taunt. Thank you. Amp up your war cry. Get it all debuffed. And that's gonna take care of those spiders ambushes. What's in the cocoon? What do we do all that for? An apprentice cow. That's just insulting.
Right.
We do have ash, it's fire resistance and fire damage. Not bad for a fire mage if that's what you're playing. And we did see the soldier over here. malicious survivor, so he survived the attacks of whatever's going on.
Don't look. Don't look at me.
He's turning into a ghoul. That's blight sickness. What are you doing here?
Olaf, my name. Came with friends to drive out away the elf, but the dark spawn were too quick. We were ripped apart, biting claws and teeth from the darkness, and then I woke, flesh and bone and gristle under me, around me. Everyone dead. Dead, soft meat melting into the ground. I crawled away, came here. Can't stand to see it.
So he crawled himself out of his masquerade with his friends that we found. Clearly has blight sickness. Did you kill the elves?
No. No. Darkspawn came first. They slaughtered us, took our steel, brought it to the elven camp, tricked us, tricked the elf. Now, she thinks we are to blame. Hunts all in her rage while they watch.
So all these people died over a misunderstanding? Maker, that's horrible. We have to stop her. Tell her she's wrong. Do you think she's back at her camp? We could try looking for her there.
The Dark Ones are curious about you too. They watch you as well as her. Can you feel them?
Yeah, I'm sure they're interested in us. Now, we do need to stop her. I'm not sure what we're going to do about that. I mean, she thinks these men are responsible for killing her people and her sister. And I doubt they've offered much in retort, considering they came here to drive her away, and I'm sure they weren't planning on doing that with nice words. So it's not a black and white situation of who's in the wrong here. The Darkspawn being cunning enough to play tricks and pit one against the other is definitely a concern of mine. Do you know anything about the elf's sister?
Sister? I have a sister. Do I? Elf sister? No, we did not take her. Probably dead. Or eaten.
Or worse, considering the broodmother situation. Where did the Darkspawn come from?
Beneath. Around. From shadows.
This disease will kill you, you know.
Am already dead. Am already gone. Make an end. Please.
Yeah. The only way to help him and cure blight sickness that exists is to make you a Grey Warden. We don't have the ability to do that here, and he won't make it back to Vigil's Keep. We can't leave to do that anyway. Nobody deserves to sit here and rot like this, and he's asked us for an end, and I'm willing to apply, so... as you wish. Nobody deserves to sit here and slowly rot like this. And here are the Darkspawn responsible for this. See the emissary, he's first.
Let's get.
That's his ass. Now we'll go mass paralysis. You can cast that. Ogren, I need you to taunt. And I'm gonna work around and chop that wood. We did get Crushing Prison cast on us, but by the time any of that matters, it's not gonna affect us really. It's gonna wear off any second now, and then it's free pizza, open season on all these Darkspawn. Sit in the middle, rip Whirlwind. Of course, we can diffuse magical traps, which blew my mind in the original Origins series. Had no idea you could dismantle magical glyphs. An elven trinket here. Carved ironbark trinket inlaid with silver and suspended from a leather cord. Well, if that's not proof that the Darkspawn are responsible for this, I don't know what is. We'll certainly be giving that to the elf. That should prove everything we need to prove for her. Plus, we put that man out of his misery. Again, nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to sit there and rot in Darkspawn blight like that. And now let's give everybody their level ups. We are, of course, going to get 52 dexterity for us. 50 cunning will do fine. I can't imagine us ever needing more willpower. The reason I'm getting 52 is because I do want one of the final abilities down here. This is 50 dexterity. So find vitals. The character is a force of nature when wielding 2 weapons, gaining permanent bonuses to melee critical chance and critical damage. Twin Strikes now inflicts additional bleeding damage. We're of course going to take a passive. If you ever get a chance to do a passive, take it. Passives cost nothing, they just work all the time. Best in slot for things like that, in my opinion. Now, Anders give you 46 willpower and 58 magic. Boost the hell out of your spell power. You do have 1 more specialization point, now you're 30. So, considering all this, we'll just give him blood magic. He's not going to be casting much of it at 18 constitution, but all these things canonically, I think blood mage does make most sense for him. So we'll go ahead and up your tactics again. We will dip into them at some point. Now, blood magic sustained. For as long as this mode is active, the blood mage sacrifices health to power spells instead of expending mana, but effects that heal the blood mage are much less effective than normal. This is blood sacrifice. The blood mage sucks the life force from an ally, healing the caster, but potentially killing the ally. The healing is not affected by the healing penalty of blood magic. Blood wound. The blood of all hostile targets in the area boils within their veins, inflicting severe damage. Targets stand twitching, unable to move unless they pass a physical resistance check. Creatures without blood are immune, and this is the single most overpowered ability in the entire game. This will drop an AoE stun like mass paralysis, but for the entire time they're stunned, they're just cooking alive and getting their shit rocked. Blood Wound is an insanely strong ability, and honestly, this tree right here is the reason why blood magic has never been in a Dragon Age game since. They just can't make it work, and they don't feel like putting in the effort to make it work, so they've never done it again. Now, blood control is the blood mage forcibly controls the target's blood, making the target an ally of the caster, unless it passes a mental resistance check. If the target resists, it instead takes great damage from the manipulation of its blood. Creatures without blood are immune. So this will never work on undead and things like that, but if you're a living being, this tree is insanely strong. We are, of course, going to start working our way on up this tree. I don't think we have enough levels left to get up there, but if we can get to at least the 3rd point in the tree, then we're going to have some fun with that, especially on these darkspawn. Now we'll give Ogren 42 strength. He already has 50 dex, so that's fine. Beyond that, I suppose we'll drop you some more willpower, so you can start using your shield talents a little more. Mosey on down the line, give you some health. You did just die, so that's a good sign that you need a little bit more HP. You don't have the strength for this yet, so I'm going down the line. What do we have for you, Ogren? Do you have anything that could be of use to us? Go to perfect striking, I suppose. I'm going down this line. We still doesn't have a specialization that we can give him Templar, but I am hoping that we'll find one eventually. Now for Sigrun, we'll give you 52 dex. 28, so you can spam more of your archery abilities. It's going to be very useful for you. Now, you already have max stamina. You haven't been dying much, so we will give you tactics, so we can use more of your abilities and our spells. And, of course, now we have Rain of Arrows. The archer's bow points to the sky, firing multiple projectiles, which should then rain down over time in the targeted area. Friendly fire possible. So we actually already saw the Rain of Arrows. One of the enemies used it against us a pretty long time ago now in Awakenings. It is when we first found that merchant on the farm. And that actually killed 2 of our allies in that hail of arrows, so we know it's an effective ability. Right, since that is the majority of the forest taken care of, and we just need to head back to the Dalish Camp, that is going to be a wrap for this episode. I'm going to go ahead and split it here. So, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, as always, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age Awakening. Take care, guys. Have a great day.